Okay, some of you thought this day would never come, but here we are, the COVID Classic Finals. We got Steve in the black and Fitzy in the blue. And as you can see, Fitzy is coming out aggressive. He's looking to make grips, he's switching his stance, and Steve looks like he's quite relaxed here. He's just looking to make his grips. He's pulled guard so far every match in the tournament, and Fitz has aggressively gone for takedowns every time so far. You got to remember, when you're standing, just like on the ground, you want to make every grip and every move count. You don't just want to move for the sake of moving. You see the guy's grip breaking now. Steve has a cross collar grip, looking for that sleeve. And now he attempts to hit a collar drag. Pops back up. That was a nice attempt, and you can see he's got the collar. And watch, he starts the pull, but look where the direction of his back is going, but he actually kind of ends up way over to his left. That's what creates the force on the collar drag. You don't just pull the guy right into you. You kind of pull him around. You got to move yourself around the corner. But Fitzy was quick, and he popped back up. But that was a nice attempt, and it was a good job of keeping Fitzy on his toes because Steve has pulled guard thus far. So it gives him something else to think about, and now he pulls guard. And now Steve's working from a half guard. Fitz has to try to get by this knee shield. And Steve transitions to a butterfly. And if I was Fitz in this situation, I'd be looking to put one leg in between my legs. He has to get the feet off of his hips. Steve has too many grips and frames working for him here. He's got to try to get rid of these frames slowly and try to stand up, get a foot in between his legs, and potentially set up from a half guard. Right now, Steve is the one in control of the distance. Back in half guard. Now Steve hits a nice sleeve drag, an arm drag version with the gi. Now he's behind Fitz's elbow. That's going to be a key element here, and now he has to try to get height advantage, and now he's working from the back. So watch again. He gets the two grips on one sleeve, punches that off, and gets the arm across the body. Now it's important that he gets behind Fitz's elbow. That's going to ensure that he's able to start to get to the back. Now Fitz made a smart choice by taking that grip, but Steve's battle now is to get height. He's got to get a height advantage and try to build up and get behind Fitz here. And now as he does it, he's already got one hook in. He immediately starts to attack the choke. And now he wants to start to look for his second hook, which he turns Fitz over the other way. He's looking for that second hook there. And now he's got it for 3 seconds. And now Steve's up 4-0 on the scoreboard. But Fitz is doing his best to defend to get out of here. And he turns. He ends up in a quarter guard. Now this is not a good situation for Fitz because his knees are turned away from Steve. And Steve has control of his arm and his shoulder and his head. You can see how he has his forearm pinned to the floor. Fitz has to try to turn into face Steve and get a proper half guard. This quarter guard is dangerous because this can quickly turn into a back take, a mount, a head and arm choke. A lot of different things can happen here. Fitz is doing his best to stay tight. And Steve's trying to open that elbow up a little bit more. But now he hunts for the gift wrap. And now his best option is just going to be to sit him over to the other side and try to retake the back, get that other hook in. And now he can try to look to get that right foot involved. And now he's digging in at the neck. And now Fitz is going to have to respect the choke, and he has to try to defend. And that's going to let Steve... Now you see how Steve's stepping on the hip with his right foot. He's bringing the other foot across. Maybe thinking about a body triangle. But the step on the hip really accomplishes a lot of the same work, and now he's able to trap the arm. See, Fitz had to defend the choke, and that let Steve trap the arm, and now he's working for the triangle from the back. Now he's got it, and let's look at that setup for that back triangle again. Steve's right leg's going to come over and trap, and it's because he's threatening the choke, and Fitz has to respect the choke and defend, and then that's what causes that arm trap to happen. You have to really make him think that you want one thing to get another, right? So now he can still choose to attack the choke, but as Fitz turns over here, the back triangle becomes a lot better option. And now with the back triangle, you just want to get the guy's elbow above his shoulder line. Once you can do that, it's basically a wrap. You also have options to attack the arm here as Steve starts to sit up. And now he's thinking about possibly going for the straight arm lock or Kimura. He could also just start to sit up, and that would kind of crank Fitz's chin to his chest. Fitz does not seem like he wants to tap to this joint lock. So if Steve wanted to increase the pressure on the triangle, he could just look to sit up and grab Fitz's legs like he's trying to basically fold him in half. That would make the triangle really tight, but the shoulder lock looks also very nasty. And now this is going to increase the choking pressure, hugging that elbow and bringing it above his head. And that also puts a nasty crank into the shoulder, and he gets the submission. Great showing, an amazing tournament by both these guys. It was a long road to get here, but they both had some very impressive victories. Both these guys got new belts along the way. And I've said it before, but I'll say again, it takes a lot of courage to get out there and compete. And I think every time you go out and do it, you just get a little bit more comfortable with it, and that's going to make you better in the long run. And that's really what the goal is here, to just make you guys all better. So hopefully you got something out of the COVID Classic, and let's see what lies in the future. Congratulations to Steve Benson, the champion of COVID.